Welcome to In Good Company, where relationships drive results, with your host, Lisa Kilray. In each episode, we explore how great leaders build trust, inspire teams, and turn meaningful connections into real success.
Hi, I'm Lisa Kilray, host of In Good Company, where relationships drive results. Today's episode is sponsored by WSI eResults. At WSI, we help manufacturers and B2B organizations build the strategic foundation they need for AI-driven digital growth. Our work spans digital strategy and roadmaps, SEO, content development, and multi-channel digital programs designed to drive measurable bottom-line results. In fact, recently, a client of ours who started working with us a few years ago said, "We are so glad we began this journey with you when we did," because that early strategy is exactly why they're showing up throughout the world for Google searches and getting inquiries all over the world for their multi-million-dollar pieces of equipment. To learn more about what we do, visit www.wsi-manufacturing-marketing.com. Now, let's jump into today's conversation. Today, I'm joined by Madeline Witt. Maddie is the marketing manager at Thompson Retractor and has been part of the Thompson team since 2017. She holds a Bachelor of Science degree in biology from the University of Dayton and began her career at Thompson as an assistant product manager. Over the years, Maddie has held the titles of product manager, clinical specialist, and now marketing manager, with extensive intra-departmental work. Of her 9 years with Thompson, 5 of those were spent in the field alongside surgeons using the Thompson Retractor. She brings a rare, hands-on perspective shaped by direct clinical experience and close collaboration with product, marketing, engineering, and sales teams. Maddie, welcome to In Good Company. I'm so happy that you're able to join me today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Great. So my understanding is that Thompson Surgical designs and manufactures surgical retractor systems used in complex procedures, with a strong focus on liver, spine, and cervical applications. With that as context, can you share how you describe what Thompson Surgical does and who you ultimately serve?
Sure. So Thompson Surgical is the manufacturer of the Thompson Retractor, and the Thompson Retractor is a table-mounted retractor system that is used in surgeries. So think of, you've got a patient on the table and it's going to be some big liver transplant. You need something to open up the patient on the table and keep them open while you're while you're replacing that liver. So Thompson Retractor then attaches to your OR bed and holds that patient open for you. The clients that we serve are hospitals and surgeons, and we work alongside surgeons for basically their entire career. They may start off training with Thompson, like in their fellowships and residencies using the Thompson during their training. And then once they graduate and go and begin practicing, they'll use Thompson within their practice as well. So we will be with the surgeon for 20 plus years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It sounds like an extremely critical component of life-saving surgeries.
Yes.
That's really impressive. So your products clearly are deeply embedded in surgical workflows. From your perspective, what problems are surgeons and hospitals really trying to solve when they choose your retractor system?
Yeah. So during surgery, you might have 10 hours long. And your other options for retraction are going to be either handheld retractors, where one of your nurses or assistants is holding the retractor manually, or a self-retaining retractor, which is where it's like a retractor that uses two opposing forces to be held open. Whereas table-mounted retraction, as I said, is mounted to the table. So the problem that they're trying to solve is, how can I get stable, replicable retraction where it's going to be the same type of retraction every time. I'm not going to have to worry about somebody's arm getting, sore during my procedure, holding this person open. And basically the surgeon can control the retraction themselves throughout the entire procedure. And Thompson is able to provide all of those things. It's a tireless assistant. It's an assistant that doesn't get tired. It's not going to be
Right.
someone sitting there complaining. And your retraction forces are all going to be set by the surgeon. He or she can manually set that retraction themselves, and it will hold for the entirety of the procedure.
Awesome. So how do I know that liver, spine, and cervical procedures are really important to Thompson Surgical? How do those differ in terms of surgeon needs?
So with liver surgery, it's going to be a lot larger of a procedure than something like a cervical spine surgery. Cervical spine is going to be in the neck, and you're accessing the spine back here, usually going in through the front. So you're going to have a lot smaller retraction up here versus something that's going to be general in the abdomen, like the liver. You're going to have much larger retraction down there. So for cervical procedures that we do, we usually provide, some smaller retractor pieces, and the blades you'll have like maybe two in at a time, just to access like a very small, maybe 3-inch incision versus the liver where you might have like 10 blades in at one time. And you're going to be retracting, the rib cage, you're retracting fat and fat fascia all in the abdomen area. So it's going to be a lot larger.
Very interesting. There's a
Yeah.
reason I'm not in the medical field.
Yeah.
So, tell me a little bit about your different systems. I
Sure.
mean, you've got clearly your retractors service different types of surgeries, but you've got different, from what I understand in my research, you have different systems of
Yes.
retractors.
Yes. So, yes, obviously we service multiple specialties, with numerous procedures. But I guess the different types of systems that we sell, we do have different table mounted options. Frame pieces is what we call them. So our standard Thompson frame is going to be something that is composed of a rail clamp, and you have arms and a crossbar. And this is very almost like Tinker Toys for surgeons is how we'll explain it a lot of the times. They can kind of set it up the way they want to. It's very modular. There's no really wrong way to set it up as long as it's working for you. Other types of table mounted systems that we sell something called the one frame, where all of those pieces are connected together. So you're not having to insert them differently and pick and choose what ones you want. It's more streamlined, and it's all just one piece. It's really quick setup. Some surgeons prefer that, depending on what they've been trained on in their residencies or fellowships. Another type of frame that we sell is called the ring frame. And this, instead of being something that's kind of contoured around the patient's body, it's an actual circle around the patient, and that can be used in the abdomen. It can be used for the cervical spine if you wanted to, but that's going to be a much different shape. So those are kind of the main shapes. Then there's also the ring track, which is going to be a ratcheted ring style instead of a smooth ring. And again, that's all kind of based on surgeon preference, what they've been trained on as they're coming up into their actual practice. There's no right or wrong. It's just kind of what you prefer.
Okay, awesome. So I know now moving a little bit more, moving beyond the company and the products, let's talk a little bit about your role and your internal perspective. So my understanding is you work very closely with both sales and marketing at Thompson Surgical. How would you describe your role day to day? I find it very interesting that you used to be you were
Yeah.
clinical and you were in the
Uh,
hospital working with the surgeon. So,
yeah.
kind of talk about what you do and what you used to do.
Yeah, so I used to travel to all of our, not all of them, but whatever cases surgeons were requesting us to be at. So I was taking care of anywhere in the entire US. So I was on the road 24/7 in hospitals, in the procedures, and working alongside of our users. So I was able to see firsthand how our products are used, what things might need to be improved upon, what issues we can solve. And just really anything that was kind of just firsthand experience. I saw a lot of different systems that they might have been using and how we could come in and help them make things better. So that was a huge part of my career for about 5 years. Then started having babies, needed to stay home a little bit more, and
Mhm.
it's just kind of a natural transition to get into marketing since I had been in the field and working alongside these people for so long that I knew what it was that they were looking for, where we could really help them, and how to kind of communicate that to the surgeon and to their team.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's incredible that you've got that combination of experience that makes you that much more valuable and informed on what you're doing from a business and marketing
Thank
perspective.
you.
I
Yeah.
mean, you were almost doing real life market research.
Right.
Um,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you were hearing what they were saying, I assume,
Yes.
during surgery,
Yes.
and you could ask them questions and you could bring that back to the corporate team,
Exactly.
and improve your communication. So that's really awesome that you were given that opportunity.
Yeah.
But I can also see why you transitioned out of it into something that was a little
Yeah.
bit more, not as much on the road. So
Yes.
how does that differ? And how have you applied what you learned those first 5 years into, communicating the real value drivers of what the Thompson products offer?
Yeah. So I was just, as I said, I was able to see in real time what the benefits are that we provide as a company. So I really was able to take those, and now I'm trying to communicate that, to hospitals and surgeons on how we can better their practice, we can improve their patient outcomes, we can help their surgeries be more efficient, we can take extra hands out of the OR by providing these table mounted retractors and allowing their staff to go work in other places. So really, um, yeah, I mean, having that firsthand experience was key to really showing me,
Right.
as a employee of Thompson, wow, we really are doing these amazing things, and I can see it firsthand. And now I want to be able to share that with our users and surgeons, and medical students so they can learn, hey, we've got this product. This is a great product. It's going to help you in the long run. It's going to help your patients, it's going to help your hospital. And yeah, so I mean, I really am passionate about it after seeing it in person like that for so long.
Yeah, I can see why. So this show's called In Good Company, and relationships with surgeons, reps, hospital partners is so critical in this space. From your vantage point, what makes relationships with surgeons, what makes this so important to your company, and your relationship with your customers?
Yeah, all of our products are actually surgeon driven by their feedback and their input. So I want to have good relationships with these surgeons to be able to truly understand where they're coming from when they're giving us, hey, I've got this problem in the OR, I need help. I want to be able to uncover what it is that they really need help with, what we can do to fix it, and provide that to them. And having those relationships is so important. Obviously, you want to have, you know, genuine relationships with the surgeon and to be able to say, hey, it's not just business for us. It's also the fact that we care about you. We care about your patients. We care about the patient population, and we want to make surgery better together.
Yep, yep. So where do you see most often strong relationships making a measurable difference in outcomes, whether that is in adoption, retention, or long-term trust?
It's a great question. I think really long-term trust is going to be so key for us, at least. As I had mentioned before, we will work with surgeons starting from when they are in medical school and throughout their entirety of their practice. Thompson's been around for 60 years now. And so we've seen surgeons from literally day one until their last day practicing. So those long-term relationships are really, really important for us, to see, starting from 60 years ago, surgery was very different than what it might be today. We started off with maybe much larger surgeries, and now we're getting a little bit closer to MIS and robotics. So understanding what that surgeon needs 60 years ago has changed to now. So having that long-term relationship with that surgeon and kind of seeing how things change with their practice is very important. And then obviously establishing the fact that we are friends and we are trying to
Yeah,
do, and they're trying, and they help us, and we are able to have like this great relationship where we each benefit from, hey, I'm learning about your procedure and your surgery, and I'm learning what you need, and we can provide that to them.
yeah. So that's really interesting. So clearly, so much has changed in the world in 60 years in so many different fields, whether it's digital or medical. I
Mhm.
mean, I mean, Thompson is a manufacturer. I mean, you're not, somebody else isn't manufacturing this for you and you're distributing and educating your doctors and medical teams. How have you stayed front and center and really incorporated medical breakthroughs to stay current with your product and how surgeries are being done?
Like I said, it's really the relationships with the surgeons. We've got some amazing champion surgeons that we work with, and that we have worked with and continue to work with throughout the
Yeah,
entirety of Thompson's history. We go to lots of trade shows. We also work in a lot of training hospitals. So we can meet surgeons kind of starting off the bat, get to know them, and be able to educate ourselves, obviously, on what the industry is looking like, what the field's looking like, and be able to continue creating products that are going to be applicable to the current field.
right. So every business has competition. I mean, there's never just one option out there for any type of product, and that clearly is the case for medical devices also. What would you say your unique differentiators or advantage is for your doctors and the patients versus other options in the market?
Yeah. Well, I was in the field for 5 years, so I did see a lot of this firsthand. And I can honestly say, and I know probably everybody says this about their company, but I can truly say that I have watched Thompson's customer service and just overall manufacturing in general just be the absolute elite compared to other companies in the field. Thompson, we manufacture and sell our own products. Everything is in-house. All of our engineers are in-house. All of our manufacturing is in-house. So I will come back from a case and say, hey, this surgeon that we've been working with for years told me about this idea and he wants to bring it to life. I can go directly to my product management team and say, this is what they said. This is what they want. Can you research this? They research it. They bring it directly to our engineering team, just walk right across, the parking lot to their building, and then they can start making it. So we're all really close together. Everything is just, real people. You're dealing with real people. It's not like you're trying to make a phone call across the world to get a hold of your distributor or whatever. We're all right there and
It's not
able to
outsourced to
solve
China.
problems. Yes, not outsourced to China.
Okay.
All manufactured right in a small town in Michigan.
Oh,
So,
that's awesome. Made in
yeah.
USA.
Yep, made in the USA. But yeah, so we're all right there able to answer questions and solve things in real time. And that's
Yeah.
really had a huge advantage for us. And then, as you said, it's not outsourced to China. We're making it all in Michigan. It's all USA made materials. It stays in the field. And we have stuff that's been in the field for 20 plus years and hasn't had to been serviced at all because it's just such
Wow.
good, durable materials. Mhm.
Yeah. That's awesome. So another thing I noticed in my research is that you guys like to give free trials of your product. So, I mean, you're really passionate about what you do and the value it brings. I hear that in what you're telling me. And clearly, this is a corporate thing. If you guys are willing just to give it away for a period of time and say, hey, try this, you're going to love it. Tell me
Yeah.
about that approach of free trials and how does that work with a surgeon?
Yeah. So as you said, free trials. We are so confident you're going to love our product. We will let you try it for free for a month. So we will try and get a hold of surgeons and hospitals and let them know that we've got this trial, that's ongoing. We've always offered this, and get our products in front of them. And we realize that once they use our stuff and they get to see it and feel it and actually use it clinically on their patients, they see firsthand how durable our things are, how it can provide stability. And, like I said, we're confident it's going to work out for you for the most part. So, and then the cool thing about our trials too is it's truly free. If you don't like it, you just send it back and there's no harm, no foul. Like you don't get charged anything. But most of the time you like it. So, and then
Okay.
you get to keep what you like and send back what you don't like. So say certain parts didn't work out for you, you can send them right back. And we won't charge you for those parts, and you get to buy the parts that you do like.
That's great. I'm sure that is a very successful approach to getting potential customers to try your product.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Maddie, this has been incredible. Thank you for such a great conversation. I really appreciate you taking your time out of your busy schedule and helping introduce Thompson Surgical to our audience. Before we wrap up, where is the best place for people to learn more about Thompson Surgical and its products?
Yeah, we are all over every social media. So you can find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X now. But you can also go to our website at www.thompsonretractor.com, and you will find all of our product offerings there, as well as videos, any kind of information you might need, some of our company literature, or contact us, free trial form if you want a free trial. All of that can be found right
Okay.
on the website.
Okay. And where can they connect with you personally?
Personally, if you do go to the website, there is a contact form. Oh, me personally,
Yes. Yeah.
as in Madeline.
Yes.
You can find me on LinkedIn, Madeline Witt. I am the marketing manager at Thompson Retractor.
Okay. That's great. Okay. We will be sure to include those links in the show notes. And before we close, I'd like to end with a reflective question. When you think about relationships that have helped shape how you approach your work today, whether it's mentors, colleagues, or customers who come to mind, what did you learn from them? And who is a particular person who's been extremely influential in your life and career?
Oh my gosh, I have to shout out Megan Madian. She's been amazing. She's the best mentor. I think something that I've learned throughout my relationships at Thompson and from Megan is that you really need to value everybody that you work with as a human being, outside of just your normal company. So you have to recognize that everybody that you're working with has a life outside of work, and value them as a person. And Megan has shown me that she values me as an individual, as a mother, and she supports me outside of work, as so I can come to work and feel totally supported outside and know that at work I am also supported. So she's been great. Love her. Shout out Megan if you're listening.
Hopefully she will hear this, and I'm sure she will appreciate the compliment.
Yeah.
So thank you again, Maddie. Truly enjoyed having you on the show today. I hope everyone listening today has a wonderful rest of the week, and we will talk soon. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks for listening to In Good Company, where relationships drive results, with Lisa Kilray. Be sure to follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, stay connected and keep building relationships that drive results.